Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me. I hope that you are looking forward to a great show. I'm hoping to present some news to you. It's a lot of exciting things that are happening in our country right now. And I am glad to be able to give you an alternative voice instead of, especially in Memphis, the voice that you often hear, which is totally negative, and many times the truth is skewed. So, anyway, I'm Charlotte Bergman. I am your host for Political Talk with Charlotte. We air our show every Thursday at noon. That's noon Central Time. Some of the main things we're going to talk about today is how the House, as well as the Senate, have passed resolution bills. And now they're going to get ready to go to a reconciliation conference. We're going to speak briefly about the Epstein list. It's supposed to be released today, according to the tease that Pam Bondi left. Let's see if it is released. I mean, some of your favorite people like Bill Clinton and Oprah Winfrey may be among some of the people whose names show up. We're going to also talk about the Trump 10-point plan. I was invited and asked to share this 10-point plan. And it's going to be shown that many people are blaming Elon Musk for what is happening. But Elon Musk, as he often says, he's just there to implement President Trump's plan. And then we're going to talk about the illegal immigrants. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to tell you about my recent experience in the stores. So anyway, I got some people that have joined me. Hi, Noni. Thank you for joining me. And listen, I'll tell you what, Cindy, I have missed you guys. And I'm glad that you guys are joining the show today. Woohoo! And there are somebody else, some other people that are joining that have not identified themselves, but that's okay. We're just glad that you're here. So, anyway, I want you to sit back and I want you to get prepared for the show, and we will be right back. And we are back. If you're new to the channel, please leave a comment and or subscribe to my channels on YouTube and or Rumble. Help us to grow. I have been shadow banned pretty severely. I think I have a big mouth, but that's okay. I speak truth, truth to power. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Please comment on my videos, share my videos. Also, thank you. I'm still hearing people as I go out and among my friends and people that are in the community. Many people are still reading The Last Trumpet in the Battle for America. And if you don't have a copy, please purchase a copy. It is still selling on Amazon and various online bookstores or in online bookstores. Now, as I was wanting to talk about the U.S. House, of course, a couple of nights ago, we all understand that they passed a resolution bill, and in that bill, there are some things that President Trump promised to implement. No tax on tips. That means if you are a waiter or a waitress in a restaurant, you get your tips, no taxes, no tax on overtime. My boys, my sons, I know they work a lot of overtime for the company that they work for, and that overtime tax can kill you. It can make it appear like you've never even worked that day after the taxes are taken out, but that's going to come to a stop. No tax on Social Security. That means if you are a senior and you're receiving Social Security, look forward to additional money coming into your direct pay. This is exciting news. Um, Thank you, Cindy. I have missed all of you guys. And I'll tell you what, I appreciate you guys so much. And I appreciate sharing this information that I'm about to share. We all know the other night it was great. I mean, I mean, the Republicans voted 217 and one voted nay. And I'm going to leave it to you guys to guess who that one person was that voted nay, who has been voting nay the whole time. Fortunately, that person is not in Tennessee. He needs to go. We do not have any time to have any renegade congressman that will not support the legislation that is put forth. And I want people to understand many times when legislation is introduced, it is not perfect all the time. The first go round, it is not perfect. Why would you not vote for the bill and then come back later and perfect it? We lose out because people are looking for perfection. When I'd rather have a bill passed and then we can go back and make it even better. Democrats, every single one of them, well, not all of them. There are some that did not vote. They were too afraid to vote yay, so they decided not to vote. But the majority of the Democrats, 212 of them voted no on the bill. That means they don't want to see you having money. They want to see you pay tax on tips. They want to see you pay tax on overtime. They want to see you pay tax on Social Security. They want to see you not enjoying the benefits of living in this country. The House Republicans, they took the first step to advance President Trump's pro-worker. Democrats don't want people in America to work. Pro-America economics and national security agenda. Those are the main things that were in that budget resolution bill. It's a fiscally sound budget resolution. What this does is sets the stage to extend the successful Trump tax cuts. Remember when he was president from 2016 until 2020, America was experiencing economic growth. The guy's not perfect. I want you guys to know. I realize he's not perfect. I'm sure Melania realizes he's not perfect. But when you look at the big picture and you look at the benefits that we're going to experience versus the imperfection of Joe Biden, which actually hurt us and bit us in the butt. Okay. This new bill that's passing is going to help the American people quite a bit. It's going to strengthen our national security. This budget is going to help fulfill the mandate given by President Trump to the American people to undo the harm done by years of failed Biden and Democrat policies. And that's why the Democrats are out there boycotting and expressing their anger. They want their policies. They don't want President Trump to be successful. And they know that if he is successful, the Republican Party is going to be voted back in to make things even better for Americans. Every House Democrat voted against cutting reckless government spending that has fueled high prices. They voted against preventing tax increases on American families. They want you to have high taxes. They voted against preventing high taxes on small businesses and workers and against America's brave border patrol and military, which will protect the homeland. They want America to be in chaos. They want it to bring America to her knees. But my God, through all the prayers that we have been submitting, has heard our prayers and is bringing about a change. Right now, the average American taxpayer, if the House and the Senate do not come to a resolution in terms of their differences, the American people are going to see a 22% tax hike. They're going to receive a 22% tax hike if Congress fails to act. The average family of four will see their taxes go up about $1,700 a month. That's going to impact your groceries. And I'm going to talk about that, my experience. Oh, wait, Don't go away before the end, because I had an experience that is out of this world that I can't wait to share with you guys about what's changing in our country. Changes are occurring. Now, this is what President Trump said, because we've got a little demon in the House, I mean in the Senate. His name is Lindsey Graham. I met Lindsey Graham back in 2006. He was with John McCain in Memphis, Tennessee at the Peabody. I met him on Bill Street. He was exploring Bill Street. Little short guy. I'm not that tall myself, but he was pretty short. President Trump says the House and the Senate are doing a spectacular job of working together as one unified and unbeatable team. However, unlike the Lindsey Graham version of the very important legislation currently being discussed, the House resolution implements my For America First agenda. Everything, not just parts of it. We need both chambers to get together and pass the House budget to kickstart the reconciliation process and move all of our priorities to the concept of one big, beautiful bill. I know you guys have heard that before. President Trump wants them to pass one big, beautiful bill. It will, without question, make America great again. And I tell you what, we need to make America great again. Don't you agree with me? Guys, thank you for joining me, and thank you for following me. Many of you are already aware of these changes, and I'll tell you what, it's exciting. It really is exciting. Before the House passed their bill, the Senate did a marathon votorama. They passed their bill. The Senate passed its budget resolution early on last Friday. It does act as a framework to implement President Trump's legislative agenda. It would provide $175 billion for border security. That's what they want to focus on, border security. And I'm going to talk about border security toward the end of this show. Don't miss it. In the Senate bill, they want to add $150 billion in military funding. All the time, DOJ is going in and looking to cut a lot of that military funding. So the House and the Senate are going to have to come together, and the Senate may be just passing what they have customarily passed in the past, but do the military really need all of that money? We will see. The Senate is going to adopt an early step in the process, which requires work for committees to work out the details of spending. And so they are going to be working on the details. We do realize that the budget resolution that the Senate has is at odds with the House approach. Is it the big, beautiful bill that President Trump is requiring? I don't think so. Senator Rand Paul was the one holdout that did not vote for the Senate bill. Okay? He did not. I'm tired of these renegade Republicans. It's not like we have a lot of Republicans and we cannot afford for them to do what pleases themselves. They got to step forth and do what pleases and helps the American people. Now, this next topic I want to get through, it's really, really short. I'm going to try to make it really, really short. I'm going to try. Let's see. Oh, before I leave this topic, I would appreciate it if you guys would call the White House phone number, the switchboard. It is 202-456-1111, and leave your comments and tell the Republicans you don't have a lot of people that you can afford to stand up and do their own things. We need to work together because they are working for the American people. The American people and not themselves. So vote for the bill. Get the bills passed. Don't expect a perfect bill for right now, but get started making changes because the people are drowning in high taxes, and things that are not good for this country. Now, I want to talk about Trump's 10-point plan. Last week, I wasn't available. Hi, Bobby. I hope to see you tonight. Since Bobby is here, I just want to remind you guys, if you are available, please join us tonight at the Whitehaven Republican Club meeting. This is their second meeting of the year, and this time they are going to have Judge Joe Brown as their guest speaker. Many of you have probably received emails from me stating that we had another speaker, but we've got vicious Democrats in Memphis. Whoa, pretty good, Nani. I'm looking forward to seeing you and Karen and Bobby. Ho, the gang's gonna be there. The gang's gonna be there. Anyway, listen, Memphis is so full of, they are so afraid that truth will prevail. They would not allow a policeman to speak at the Whitehaven Republican Club meeting. Why? Because it's a Republican club. They are so afraid of Republicans, and they know that once Republicans gain control again, people are going to start living with fewer crime, more money in their pocket, and happier. Make Memphis and Shelby County great again. So let's talk very briefly about President Trump's 10-point plan. I received an email. There's going to be a meeting on Monday, and they're going to talk about President Trump's 10-point plan. Democrats want to besmirch Elon Musk, but President Trump began talking about his 10-point plan back in November 2024. This was immediately after he was elected. Guys, this guy has it going on. He's been making plans to make this country great for a long time. Let's hear what his 10-point plan is, and please pay close attention to what he says, because he is implementing these things. Elon Musk is the tech support to implement President Trump's strategy. President Trump introduced his strategy back in March of 2023. Let's hear what President.
Here's my plan to dismantle the deep state and reclaim our democracy from Washington corruption once and for all, and corruption it is. First, I will immediately reissue my 2020 executive order restoring the president's authority to remove rogue bureaucrats, and I will wield that power very aggressively. Second, we will.
Okay, he is trying to remove rogue bureaucrats. And what the Democrats are doing now, they are going out and they are trying to target judges that would stop President Trump. These are plans that President Trump had long before Elon Musk came on the scene. So he wants to reissue his 2020 executive order restoring the president's authority to remove rogue bureaucrats. And there is something very significant about that it needs to be done. They are standing in his way. Anytime he attempts to implement his plans, they go and try to get judges to stop him. But the Supreme Court stepped in, and I think last night, around 10 o'clock or so, USAID was scheduled to start repaying the people who work for USAID, the organization that was really wasting our money. And the Supreme Court justice, the Roberts stopped it. So let's go on. What's this next step?
Will clean out all of the corrupt actors in our national security and intelligence apparatus, and there are plenty of them. The departments and agencies that have been weaponized will be completely overhauled so that faceless bureaucrats will never again be able to target and persecute conservatives, Christians, or the left's political enemies, which they're doing now at a level that nobody can believe even possible.
You guys, many of our phone calls have been censored. They've been listening to us. They've been putting Christians in jail. They've been targeting conservatives in various places. President Trump wants that to stop. We need our freedom again. We need our First Amendment rights restored. And the government needs to stop censoring us and stopping us.
Third, we will totally reform FISA courts, which are so corrupt that the judges seemingly do not care when they are lied to in warrant applications. So many judges have seen so many applications that they know were wrong, or at least they must have known. They do nothing about it. They're lied to. Fourth, to expose the hoaxes and abuses of power that have been tearing our country apart, we will establish a Truth and Reconciliation Commission to declassify and publish all documents on deep state spying, censorship, and corruption, and there are plenty of them. Fifth, we will launch a major crackdown on government leakers who collude with the fake news to deliberately weave false narratives and to subvert our government and our democracy.
They're starting to implement this immediately, and this is good. Government leakers, newspapers that lie, they're beginning to stop a lot of those lying news reporters from being in the White House press conferences, because they got you questions instead of asking questions that the American people are concerned about that will help make their lives better. If you're not doing things to make people's lives better, you need to go.
When possible, we will press criminal charges. Sixth, we will make every inspector general's office independent and physically separated from the departments they oversee, so they do not become the protectors of the deep state. Seventh, I will ask Congress to establish an independent auditing system to continually monitor our intelligence agencies to ensure they are not spying on our citizens or running disinformation campaigns against the American people, or that they are not spying on someone's campaign like they spied on my campaign. Eighth, we will continue the effort launched by the Trump administration to move parts of the sprawling federal bureaucracy to new locations outside the Washington swamp. Just as I moved the Bureau of Land Management to Colorado, as many as 100,000 government positions could be moved out, and I mean immediately, of Washington to places filled with patriots who love America, and they really do love America. Ninth, I will work to ban federal bureaucrats from taking jobs at the companies they deal with and that they regulate. So they deal with these companies and they regulate these companies, and then they want to take jobs from these companies. Doesn't work that way. Such a public display cannot go on, and it's taking place all the time, like with Big Pharma. Finally, I will...
Okay, I had to stop that one because it is really good. He wants to push a constitutional amendment to impose term limits on members of Congress. That means that, whoa, you guys have been really busy out there. Like Cohen will be gone. Noni, I have not done any research on the gold card. And there is a lot of controversy about it so far. I think when they come to a realization of what they want to do, I'll look into it even more. I think I'm focused more right now on doing the things necessary to make people's lives better. And part of that has to do with the immigration, and I will do more research on that. And I agree with you. They better do some great vetting. Okay. Lisa, hi. They ain't going away without a war. Hope America wins. Praying for our president and for all. I appreciate you guys. Praying for our president and for all. Stay prayed up. I agree with you. This is how we've gotten to the place where we are now. We've been prayed up. Wow, you guys are really busy today. All right. Okay. Thank you. Let's see what else we have here. Noni says she's all for term limits. I am too. I think a lot of these congressmen, men and women, want to be taken out in a box, lying in state in Congress. And I think that they should go home if they're not doing their jobs. The president makes an attempt to help us. Crooked judges block him. And then the liberals blame Trump for nothing getting done. Oh, you are so right about that, Bobby. That's pretty good. Now, I want to change the subject a little bit, and I want to talk about Epstein's list. It's scheduled to potentially be released today. Some of the key people that we're going to have information exposed about is Bill Clinton, Oprah Winfrey. You'd be surprised at what they say about Oprah Winfrey. So let's see. Bill Clinton. Many of you remember him. He was the president that actually got a lot of this stuff started that really was not good for America. As a matter of fact, it was Bill Clinton that got me to move over to the Republican Party. So I'm going to share this with you guys. Do you or do you not think Bill Clinton visited Epstein Island? Do you or do you not? Does this picture look familiar? According to what I understood, this is a picture of Bill Clinton, and he's at Epstein Island. You know, they said Epstein owned Bill Clinton. Barack Obama, they were saying, was owned by Diddy. Hillary Clinton, they say, was owned by Epstein. But guess what? Donald Trump won, and he's owned by no one. So they lost control and they hate him. You really can't make this stuff up. Oprah Winfrey took out a 3 PPP loan during the COVID pandemic. Let me see if I can find that. I think I had that ready. Oh, yeah. I have that. I want you guys to follow this. Okay, I'm going to bring this up on the screen so that you can follow it and you won't have to see Bill Clinton anymore. I want you to listen to this young lady and what she has to say about Oprah Winfrey. I found it very interesting. Oprah Winfrey now, she's worth $2.5 billion. She actually took out not one, not two, but 3 of the PPP loans for $1 million, for $97,694, and another one for $193.66. And guess what, guys? All 3 of those loans were forgiven. That's right. Oprah Winfrey took out all of those loans, and all 3 of those loans were forgiven. Oprah Winfrey did not have to repay those loans. So I want you all to listen to this. So let me get it geared up for you so that you can listen to what this lady has to say.
Guess who else with a network of $2.5 billion applied for a $1 million PPP loan during the pandemic? It's an iconic woman. Are you ready? I bet you could guess. You want to guess first? Oprah Winfrey. Yep. Harpo Productions secured a $1 million loan for payroll. Can't blame a woman. You know she lives in California. The prices there are skyrocketing. I want to give you a couple of quotes she says because she's so iconic. The biggest adventure you can ever take is to live the life of your dreams. And I'm sure you are. It's beautiful. Another great quote. Real integrity is doing the right thing, knowing that nobody is going to know whether you did it or not. PPP loan is for small businesses. Just saying.
Oprah Winfrey, it's time for her to be exposed. Do you agree? Okay, here's what I wanted to get to. It is about the illegal immigrants who came to the United States. Yeah. Oh, and before I get into that, I just want to ask that you would join me in praying for Gene Hackman and his wife. They were both found dead, in addition to both of them, but the dog was found dead. The local sheriff says there was nothing unusual about the death, but it is coming out that the door was slightly left ajar. Gene Hackman, celebrated for his extensive and impactful film career, has passed away at the age of 95. His wife, Betsy, and their dog also was found dead in their Santa Fe home. Authorities currently do not suspect foul play, but an investigation is ongoing to determine the exact circumstances of their death. So please keep him in your prayers. Now, this next topic, and let me cue it up for you. Okay, many of you probably were aware. I didn't do my show last week week before last, because I had a sinus infection, and you would not have wanted to hear me talk. After my sinus infection was over, then came the snow and the cold weather. So, of course, I didn't get out. Well, I did get out on Tuesday. I got out on Tuesdays and I did some shopping. And boy, it's expensive getting low on groceries and then have to go and replenish everything. And that gets pretty expensive. But what I observed while I was in the store, and it was a shock to me. Because see, I looked around the store and I can see, I see Americans. And I looked around the other side of the store and I went, I see Americans. I don't hear Spanish. I don't see people walking around with huge baskets, sometimes two baskets full of food. Well, I want to share with you guys this this cashier. This cashier saw illegal immigrants, and let me tell you what she saw. She saw on their cars, because she can ring that stuff up and see what is left on their cars. There were some illegal immigrants in the United States shopping. They got $13,000 of EBT food. $13,000. $29,000 on EBT cash. I want you guys to know something. I'm American. I am an American. I go to the stores and I shop and I keep my little to-do list and my to-buy list, and I'm checking off things as I'm going. I don't have $13,000 to splurge on food. I don't begrudge anyone who have children and they receive help and they are unable to work. Unable to work is the operative word. I don't begrudge anybody getting help when they're unable to help themselves. But when you are able to work and you don't work, I think you should be given the opportunity, like everybody else, to work. Okay, let's hear what this young lady has to say. Bear with me as I get this set up, okay?
But I can tell you personally that when I worked at the grocery store and I cashed them out, the receipts were alarming. $13,000 on EBT food, not including the $29,000 that was on EBT cash.
They had $30,000 on their EBT cash balance left.
Yes.
And as a cashier, you can see that.
Yes.
And you're like, holy shit, what do you have 30 grand on
It's infuriating.
on one person's card?
It's infuriating. Yes, sir.
So they're not getting 600
And while they're dressed very well, very well, how are you able to dress like that? Coming over here as running for help that we're supposedly helping them, how are you dressed like that when we, the American people, are scrapping for the next set of work boots? That's a problem.
Guys, I want you guys to know, I don't think she's lying. And here's what I did notice, and you will see this too. You've got stores having no reason to come down on their prices. Why? Because you've got people that have $13,000 a month to spend at EBT. You got 29,000 in cash. They're able to keep the stores sustained. Okay? But now that these people are not getting their money, now that Justice Roberts has said, nope, no more sending money out until you know where the money is going. And a lot of that money is going to illegals who needs to go home, and allow Americans, especially our veterans, to stop living under viaducts. And if they need help, to allow them to receive that money if it has to be given away to somebody. Nani, what are you saying about I agree with the assistance, but it should be short term, and charity is a church community function and not a federal government obligation. Correct, I agree with you. And you says there is a major biblical principle is for the people to take care of the poor and struggling, not the government. I agree with you 100%. I agree with you. But anyway, as I was saying, these stores are not going to be receiving all of that excess money. Inflation was caused by excess cash circulating in the economy, keeping the prices up. Now that these people are not going to be getting this extra money, you're going to see prices come down. You're going to see prices come down, and you may see more Americans in the stores making purchases. I say that's a good thing. Wouldn't you say that's a good thing? I believe that's a good thing. My last thing I want to show you, it's very interesting, is what is happening. As I said, I didn't see a lot of people other than Americans in the stores. And I didn't see people with huge shopping carts in the stores spending excess money. And so what is happening? Well, Gitmo is becoming very active. Gitmo is being occupied. And I'm going to show you guys what actually is happening. There are people that are going home. They're going home. "177 deported Venezuelan immigrants are getting off the plane going home." Some of them look happy to be home. Some of them don't. But Tom Homan is doing his job. No, what did you say? And how is farm sold table more expensive than processed? Can't wait for RFK to get a hold of the FDA. I agree with you. Those were military age men. Many of them probably were gang members, maybe not all of them, but many of them probably were. We are glad that they are home and they're enjoying themselves. I want to see America return to its greatness. I want to see America great again. And I want to see Americans working. And I want to see, from what I understand, there are people who are receiving food stamps right now that are going to be required to work. I think that's a good thing too. I think that's a good thing. And it would be good for their children to see the parents working. My first year in 2010, I was able to teach a class at East High School. And I was trying to explain to the young people about how great it is to be able to, they were seniors in high school, so they would be working the following year or months. And I was explaining to a young man how it would be great for him and the class, his class members, to be able to work. And he said, no, I want to get a check. I want handouts. And I was sad after that. I think people are going to have a chance to work in order to receive the food stamps. I think that's a good thing. I think it's good for America. What it does, it helps to increase the treasury so that the United States can be self-sustaining, in addition to the tariffs that are going to be imposed, that are being imposed on foreign countries. Guys, I'm ending this show letting you know that things are going to be so much better in the United States of America, and you're going to have money in your pocket. Take that to the bank. You will have money in your pocket, and America would be great again. Now, a lot of people are saying, I'm not happy with the way things are. I'm going to say this. I just started going back to the gym. I have a goal. Excuse me. My sinus infection is not totally cleared up yet, but it's getting there. I have a goal. But I know once I step foot in the gym, all those pounds are not going to go away overnight. It's a process. It is a process. I give myself at least 6 months before I actually see something happening. Give this administration at least 6 months. Look, say past July 4th. Expect something after July 4th. Give them time to get things in order, to stop the destruction that has occurred, and give them a chance to make things better for you. You won't regret it, because I know I won't, and I'm looking forward to it. Thank you all for joining me today. I will be back next week, and I hope you will be there with me, and I hope to see many of you tonight and the Whitehaven Republican Club meeting. You're going to have a great time. You're going to learn a lot. And I promise you, my sinus infection is not contagious. It's just affecting me because of the drainage. But I'm looking forward to seeing so many of you. Guys, I love you too. Thank you, Nani. Much love. Patrick, thank you for joining us. All of you great people. Cindy, Bobby, and many of you, Lisa, so many of you whose names I don't recognize because you're using your handle. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to talking with you guys next week. Be blessed. Have a wonderful week. And I tell you what, I think, don't hold me to it, but I think we can say bye, bye, bye to the winter. I'm thinking we'll be able to say bye, bye, bye to the winter and get prepared to gradually enjoy warmer weather again. I love you all. God bless you all. Have a great week. Please go and worship and keep praying for our nation. This is what is sustaining us, that we're praying for our nation. And I know most of you on this call, on this show, are praying people. You take care and keep our Congress, our president, our local leaders, as well as your neighbors and friends and relatives in your prayers. God bless you.